Hello and welcome to JSB Talks Digital, the podcast for marketers, small business owners, and those of you bringing your skills into the digital age. I'm Joanne Sweeney-Burke, and this podcast is brought to you by Digital Training Institute. Coming up in today's show, Facebook rolls out two-person Facebook Live broadcasts and updates layout for pages. Pinterest unveils promoted video, and Twitter announces promoted stickers. I interview Donegal restaurant owner Martin Anderson, my Shoutouts Irish blogger agency launch, Learn Inbound one-day content marketing conference in Dublin, the Food Retail and Hospitality Expo in Dublin, my featured column, The Components of a Social Media Strategy, and the social media tool that saved my working week.
Social media news.
It's hard to keep up with changes in social media, isn't it? In fact, I could dedicate my weekly podcast to social media news alone. So what do you do to keep up? Listening to this podcast and following my blog and social media updates is one way to keep yourself socially informed. Facebook has been as busy as ever on the development front. They have rolled out two-person broadcast to influencers and apparently will reach the rest of us in due course. I'm really excited about this development, as it's much more engaging to have two people in conversation rather than one talking head. And with the recent official shutdown of Blab, marketers and digital influencers are looking for a new place to hang out and host live shows, and Facebook has a captive audience. If you're not already broadcasting Facebook Lives, get started. You need to get the practice in, as I fear eventually only great content will see the light of day on newsfeeds. Have you studied your new Facebook page layout yet? What do you think of it? No more designing cover photos that are overlaid by the profile photo. Some other changes include a more prominent call to action button, a reduced profile picture. Cover photo is now centered on the page. The page name and username are now on a white background underneath your profile photo. Tabbed links have been moved to the left-hand side of your page and are now listed vertically. Again, this gives them more prominence. And your about and info columns are now moved to the right. So what do you think of the new Facebook page layout? I'd love to know your thoughts. Comment on my Facebook page, Digital Training Institute. Pinterest has unveiled promoted video for business as video continues to dominate all social networks. Pinterest has 100 million active monthly users, and the platform has seen a 60% increase in videos in the past 12 months. According to recent data from Mary Meeker's State of the Web report, 55% of people on Pinterest want to find or shop for products on the platform. Only 12% of people say that about other social networks. What a fascinating statistic. Writing on the Pinterest blog, Mike Bidgoli says, while other platforms primarily offer video views, we've coupled promoted video with featured pins below the video. Now, the 67% of people who say videos on Pinterest inspire them to take action can experience your brand and then simply click below to do more with your products and service. Twitter has rolled out promoted stickers for brands. The social network describes stickers as a fun new way for Twitter users to add a pop of creativity to photos and connect them to the world on Twitter. Twitter says stickers offer a huge opportunity for brands to drive brand affinity and raise awareness of their message at scale. They report millions of photos have been tweeted using stickers in creative and dynamic ways across sports, news and entertainment since they were introduced. Now brands can create and promote custom stickers for anyone on Twitter to use. Promoted stickers are available globally to select marketers with a managed account. I'm still waiting for promoted stickers. So how do you promote stickers? How do they work? Brands can design 4 or 8 stickers for users to add to their own photos. Photos with brand stickers are shared with all of a user's followers, allowing brands to be featured by their fans in a truly authentic way. Stickers act as a visual hashtag, meaning that photos with your brand sticker will be connected and discoverable to anyone who taps your brand stickers. So a pretty cool feature from Twitter.
Interview.
In this week's show, I'm delighted to be joined by a friend of mine from my home county of Donegal in the northwest. Martin Anderson is a social chef and owner of SUNDER restaurant in Letterkenny. Martin is a published author, has a cookery slot on local radio, and has been an early adopter of social media since the early days of the social web. Martin, you're very welcome to JSB Talks Digital. Thanks so much for joining me.
Oh, you're very welcome, John. It's an honour and a privilege to be online from Donegal. Absolutely fantastic. It's great.
So listen, firstly, tell our listeners about SUNDER. The name itself suggests storytelling, something you're very good at online.
Yeah, well, I have a good reputation for talking, Joanne, that's for sure. Anyway, SUNDER, there's three things behind SUNDER. My surname is Anderson, so the last 6 letters of my surname reversed round make the word SUNDER. That was the first thing. Secondly, a young lady from Donegal, Eve Bell, a musician who plays in Galway as well. She released an EP a few years ago called SUNDER, and she put a lot of effort, a lot of love into the songs and everything. And I loved the word SUNDER. I looked online what the word meant, and SUNDER, it means that everybody has their own story to tell and their own lifestyles, but we all meet briefly over a cup of coffee. And that was the tagline for me. So SUNDER, the name doesn't suggest food, but the O in the word SUNDER is actually a coffee bean, and it's shaped like a thumbprint. So makes SUNDER personal. So you can come in your own, and we'll talk to you and interact with you and feed you and get you a good cup of coffee, and you can go away and we might never see you again, but at the same time, you're part of our story. That was the ethos behind SUNDER.
You're really good at personalisation, Martin, and even this morning I saw fresh vegetables from Ballyholy Farm on your Facebook page, a photo you had shared on your Snapchat story. You simply bring customers inside SUNDER for a wander and a dander, so we feel welcome even though we're not there. Do you see your community converting into customers and actually coming over the SUNDER threshold to you?
Yes. What I do, Joanne, is we run the SUNDER page on Facebook, the business page. Okay? That business page is there to give information, opening times, sharing promotions, loyalty cards, things like that there. But what I do then is I have my own personal Snapchat account, and I mean, if anybody wants to follow me, Chef to the Stars, such a name to have for a Snapchat account. But if you look for it, it gets into people's head. People say, why is it Chef to the Stars? And I say, you're the stars and I'm the chef here to cook for you. You know what I mean? It gives it a wee bit more personal than that there. I cross-contaminate is the phrase that I use. What I do is I post on Snapchat. You see the snaps in the morning. 7 o'clock in the morning. I don't snap between 12 o'clock and 3 o'clock because that's when I'm working. And then every evening I do an update. Sometimes it's from sitting in the Jeep. Sometimes it's from sitting at home. Sometimes it's outside. I do an update on what we did today, how we got on today, if there was anybody special was in, any occasion, things like that. What I do then is I save the Snapchat story. I take pictures from the Snapchat story and I put it on the SUNDER page, the Facebook page, and I show them, this is what you missed today. Okay? And then I pass it on. I use the word cross-contaminate. I use my own personal Martin Anderson Facebook page for the fun side of it. And then I drop in the business stuff into my own personal page. So those followers then follow back to the business page. It's like network. Well, you know yourself, the networking. But I pass it through. I use the word contaminate. It sounds well bad. But work it all through the pages,
You've also been experimenting with Facebook Live as a tool to communicate. How have you found it?
Facebook Live, I've used Facebook Live twice so far for SUNDER. The first time was we did a live show the day before we opened, We did a walk around of SUNDER, showed everybody what we were doing, the concept. We have two concepts in SUNDER. One side is a coffee shop, very relaxed. We have a 26-seater dining room next door, which they're interconnected and gives it a more business feel. You know, if you're having a business lunch or a family get-together, you can work it that way. Same prices, same table service, same standard of food. The other time I used the Facebook Live is, to be honest, we had been open a couple of weeks, and I wanted to give people I wanted to thank people for helping me open it. So I sat down one evening in my chef's uniform, and I did the live broadcast from SUNDER. And I mean, the ratings went through the roof, and the views and things like that. It's very good. We'll have our official opening on the 30th of September, and we'll go live again then from it. So I do like it, and I do use it. It's very good.
So I'm speaking at the Irish Food Retail and Hospitality Expo in a few weeks in Dublin, and I'm sure there will be some restaurateurs and retailers less confident at going front of screen. What would you say to reluctant business owners who are afraid to adopt video marketing? You
know, you follow a gentleman called Gary V, Joanne, okay? I do the same thing. A friend of mine here in Letterkenny introduced me to Gary V. And Gary V, you know, he's full on. He's in your face. I mean, he has his own cameraman. He has his own cameraman with him all the time.
I must get one of those myself, Martin.
It'd be great to do that. But he is a guy with him all the time. The most important thing, I think, about going on camera is your content. Definitely your content. You can't just sit there and say, oh, we'll go live now, or we'll do something now. You've got to tell people a story. You've got to drag them in. I did a video there. You know, everybody complains about, oh, it's Monday morning blues. And I posted a video on Monday of me, a bit of dancing or something like that. I know that's a bit extreme, but that's just me. 2,500 views on it in a day from the video through Facebook, people watching, okay? So you've got to give them something to talk about. You've got to get the content in. You have to get the message across. We made watermelon and jalapeno smoothies yesterday. I did the recipe on Snapchat, posted the videos on Snapchat, put it over onto Facebook. People are coming in. I've seen this smoothie. I've seen this. I want to taste it. I want to buy it. You know what I'm saying? There's no point in going online. There's no point in talking about anything unless you have something to tell them, and it has to be interesting. You can't go on and say, well, this is the price of our Caesar salad today. Nobody wants to know that there. They want to know, why are they coming to you to have the Caesar salad? You know what I'm saying? You know, the content, it has to be there for it.
Martin, I have to say that not only are you excellent at storytelling on social media, you've also taught my husband to cook many years ago, and he's still cooking me my dinner every evening. So I can't thank you enough.
I actually remember, I was thinking that the last day I seen a snap you'd up of him standing in the kitchen. And I said, I even remember the day you phoned me and booked it.
Well, listen, guys, you have to follow Martin on Snapchat, add Chef to the Stars, and please like SUNDER on Facebook, not only for the entertainment, for the free recipes, for the insights, but you're also going to learn how to do social media and to do it well. And if you're in Letterkenny, don't forget to visit the restaurant at Rossview Business Park, just past the Polestar roundabout on the Port Road. Martin, thanks a million, and I'll see you soon in SUNDER.
Joanne, you're very welcome. Thank you.
Shoutouts.
In this part of the show, I give shoutouts to those who are remarkable online and worth talking about. My first shoutout goes to the Irish Blogger Agency official launch, which is taking place in the Doubletree by Hilton Hotel in Dublin on Sunday the 25th of September. Log on to irishbloggeragency.com to find out more. In the autumn, I will be delivering 3 workshops across the country for the Blogger Academy: an online public relations strategy masterclass, a workshop on intermediate social media marketing, and training on blogging for business. Irish Blogger Academy has partnered with the Bank of Ireland Workbench in Cork, Limerick, Galway and Dublin, so we will be going on the road to deliver blogger training to you. Don't forget, the Irish Blogger Agency is just €50 to join for 12 months, and if you are a business or marketing blogger, you should certainly consider joining. Log on to irishbloggeragency.com. shoutout.com. My next shout out goes to the Learn Inbound one-day conference in Dublin on October 19th. I've got my ticket. Will I see you there? With 10 speakers lined up, the theme of the day is putting inbound marketing theory into practice. From tactics and tools to campaigns and case studies, the talks promise to provide actionable information to help make sure our marketing efforts are more efficient and more effective. If you want to go along, you can buy your ticket now at learninbound.com. Finally, I'm giving a big shout out to the Food, Retail and Hospitality Expo in City West, Dublin. It's described as the largest gathering of food industry professionals on the island of Ireland, with everyone at the table. I'm delighted to join 2,000 delegates, 200 speakers and 150 exhibitors on the 14th of September. I will be delivering a short digital marketing workshop, so if you're intending to go, be sure to send me a tweet at Tweets by JSB. My workshop is titled Digital Marketing Bites for the Food, Retail and Hospitality Industry, and I will share winning digital marketing tactics that can be implemented right now. The topics I will cover include how to boost engagement on social media, content marketing tactics to whet the appetite of your customers, video marketing strategies to tell your unique story, and how to create brand advocates for your business. Find out more at foodhospitality.ie.
JSB's column.
Today's column, the components of a social media strategy. I hosted a webinar recently on how to write a social media strategy, so I thought I'd share my insights from that webinar on this podcast. Anyone that reads, listens to, or who watches my content online will have heard me say this before. When developing your social media strategy, you have to be social and not just do social for social media's sake. Social networking implies interaction. If you are not getting engagement, then you are having a one-way conversation with yourself. To correct this, you must create content that ignites a response. So take my free advice and build out your social media strategy following these 7 steps. First, audit your existing social media presence. Number 2, set smart objectives. 3, choose the right channels. 4, develop a content plan. 5, invest in social advertising. 6, work smart with social media tools. And 7, make sure you measure results and iterate. I've written an in-depth blog post on how to write a social media strategy, so take a look at that over on digitaltraining.ie. Here's a sample of the top tips I share in that post. To find out what adjustments need to be made to your social media marketing strategy, you should constantly be testing. Build testing capabilities into every action you take on social networks. For example, track the number of clicks your links get on a particular channel using URL shorteners and UTM codes. Personalization is priority. To cut through the social media noise, you must show the personality behind you or your brand. Get front of screen using video marketing tactics. Newsjack at every opportunity. Social media has led us to an obsession of needing to know what's happening now, not what happened yesterday. Yesterday is too late. Therefore, you need to be ready to newsjack a trending topic on social media. Newsjacking is essentially piggybacking on a viral or breaking news story to attract more eyeballs on your social content. However, be relevant with your contribution. Otherwise, it's not going to be effective. So if you want more social media strategy tips like this, take a look at my blog at digitaltraining.ie. I wrote a column previously called Don't Be Social for Social's Sake, so take a listen back to JSB Talks Digital episode 3 for that.
Social media tool of the week.
Social media tools are a huge part of my working week. They make my social media efforts more effective and are particularly good for actionable insights. So the tool that saved my working week this week is the Google Analytics Chrome extension. How often are you online and wondering how your website is performing from a traffic perspective? Well, that thought is regularly on my mind. So that's why I love the Google Analytics Chrome extension. It allows you to get detailed information about each page of your website while you browse it. In order to use the extension, you will need 3 things. Firstly, Google Analytics permission to the website you are analysing. Second, a Chrome browser. And third, the extension. Once you have those 3, you can click on the Google Analytics icon on your browser while browsing your website. The icon is usually found on the top right-hand corner of the page. The extension has a number of features which I go through in detail on my blog, so jump over to digitaltraining.ie and take a look. Will you install the Google Analytics Chrome extension? Thanks for tuning in to this show. If you want to read more about what I discussed, log on to digitaltraining.ie and click on podcasts. I'll have links to everything there. If you're interested in becoming a guest on JSB Talks Digital or have an event you want to promote, drop me an email to joanne@digitaltraining.ie and write podcast in the subject line. I'm launching my new suite of short skills-based online courses soon. Learn with JSB for 90 minutes for just $19. Register your interest now at digitaltraining.ie/digital bites. Don't forget you can tweet me at Tweets by JSB, add me on Snapchat, JSB Snaps, and you can join my webinar community at bigmarker.com/Digital Training Institute. I'm Joanne Sweeney-Burke, and you have been tuned into JSB Talks Digital. Thanks for listening.